In this video, we're going to talk about assembling an EG4 battery rack. The steps are identical for the 3-slot and 6-slot versions, and today we'll be using a 3-slot version. Here we have everything laid out for assembling our rack. Starting at the top left and moving clockwise, we have the 2 side panels, front door, the back panel, and the top panel with its 2 cutouts. At the bottom of the screen you'll see the 4 triangular mounting plates, and to the left of those the 4 cross beams. All the hardware is there, including the lock and handle, which we will install into the door. All that's needed to assemble our rack is a Phillips screwdriver, an adjustable wrench, and a drill to make things go a little quicker.
In order to keep the batteries balanced, we're going to flip the bus bar around, making the wiring runs equal length for each battery.
So now we're going to fasten our cross beams onto one side of the rack. We're going to use 6 screws here, 3 into each bracket. While you're doing this, it's worth noting the positions of other screws in the area so that they don't interfere tightening your screws all the way. So we'll repeat that on all 3 remaining corners. To assemble the other side panel, we're going to flip it over, place it on a cardboard box to protect the face of the rack, and now we're going to put the parts we've already assembled on top and fasten them down with more screws. So we've attached one side, and what we'll do in order to get the other side attached is now splay out the cross beams wide enough. With the other side attached, we can now stretch the cross beams into position. If they don't quite line up, it's much easier to do with the other side attached. And now we will put the screws in this side. Note the position of your brackets that hold the batteries in order to find the bottom of the battery rack. And now we will fasten the 4 corner brackets using 6 more black screws. Repeat the process for all 4 corners. Depending on your setup, you can choose to place the cutouts for the cables at the front or rear of the cabinet. We have chosen to place them at the rear, and we will attach the top with 4 black screws per side, a total of 16. Next up, attach the back panel with the 4 larger black screws. Our next step is going to be hanging the door on its hinges. And there's our door on. So the next step will be to put the lock on. So now we're going to attach our handle and locking mechanism by screwing the back plate onto the mechanism from the inside.
The final steps, which we won't show here, are to run the main cables through the top and connect them to the bus bar. Then get the rack into position and finally install the batteries. That's it. If you have any questions, leave them down below.